Hello again, welcome, nice you're here. We're just 9 minutes over time. That's not usual in this hall. We are very strict on timetables and starting times, etc., etc. The other people won't do it, but I would like to show you two people who are sitting on our public gallery. That's one of our councillors, who is a member of this council, Piet Schouten, and Alex Tuinstra is one of my colleagues here in this house who works especially on sustainability programs. And he's very curious about your efforts on that behalf. I'm going to look for my boss, who is going to welcome you. He will tell us what we do here and what he does. And meanwhile, I give you the presentation for the startup. Starting now.
Thank you, very good. Hi guys, welcome in our city hall. Do you like the building? It's very beautiful, right? So how it's going to work, you can see that you are sitting in a very special place. This is where all big decisions, of course, are being made for the Haarlemmermeer. Because we're in such a special place, I'm going to ask you to be very respectful. In terms of being respectful is, of course, put your phone away. Put your phone on quiet if you have not done already. And especially since we worked so hard on all of our presentations, show a lot of interest and show respect for each other. So it also means that you're going to listen and not keep on talking with each other. So I have my laptop connected to the screen, so we will ask the groups when it is time to come forward, to be here and to present what they have done all morning and the past few days. So I will also give you, let me get it from here, a clicker, which you can go back and forth in your PowerPoint or in your presentation. So sometimes we might need to switch between groups, and it will take 2, 3, maybe 4 minutes. Just stay quiet, stay calm. You can talk a little bit, and when it's time to continue, well, you know what's up. Just listen and have a good time. Look. I do think so, but using means carefully, because we're doing a project on sustainability, and therefore only use the paper necessary. But if you want to take notes, absolutely, we encourage you. I've seen someone enter, so I would like to give the microphone to him. I cannot properly introduce you, so can I ask you to introduce yourself?
I will, absolutely. I will go to the desk. And thank you, Michelle. Sierra, there you go. Oh dear. First mistake in the first sentence. Welcome everybody here, all the students from Iceland, Latvia, Romania, Slovenia, Turkey, and of course our own students from the Haarlemmermeer Lyceum. My name is John van der Rhee. I'm the registrar of the Council of the City of Haarlem, Haarlemmermeer. And I'd like to welcome you in the Town Council Hall, where you will have, in a couple of moments, your ErasmusPlus debate on sustainability and sustainable energy. In this same hall, tomorrow evening, the Haarlemmermeer Municipal Council shall have its own debate on the energy future of this region. Some of the members of our local parliament are here in the audience, so welcome to them as well. So, with regard to the place and the timing, we've got that right. Let me tell you something about this room. First of all, I would like to point out this beautifully colored blue floor. As you saw when you came up here, this room is on the first floor. Well, the blue color symbolizes the Dutch sea level. Without dikes, without dunes, protecting a large part of the Netherlands, seawater would be at the exact level as this blue floor. The yellow color of the floor of the public gallery, just all around you, symbolizes the grain. And growing grain was the first economic activity in Haarlemmermeer. Haarlemmermeer in English would be called the Lake of Haarlem. Where we are now, there used to be a huge lake, or even 4 united lakes between the cities of Amsterdam, Haarlem and Leiden. The nickname of this huge lake was Waterwolf, water wolf, wolf of water, a menacing force that swallowed more and more land and small villages with each and every flooding that started to threaten the safety of Amsterdam, Haarlem and Leiden around it. This lake was that big that in the 15th century, believe it or not, there even could be a proper naval battle here between Dutch and Spanish sailing ships. The Spanish won the battle, by the way, but we won the war. Since the 16th century, plans were made to beat that water wolf. But what the Dutch did successfully since the 12th century with smaller lakes, creating new land, didn't work for this enormous water wolf, simply because it was too big. Until the 19th century. Then finally, and thanks to steam engine technique, the lake could be drained. It is now exactly 168 years ago, in 1852, that the former Lake Haarlem became the polder Haarlemmermeer. The structure and round form of this room is based on the structure and form of one of the 3 steam mills that dried that huge lake. Thus water became land, with a very fertile soil. In the past 168 years, this polder turned from a kind of Wild West territory into a productive agricultural community that since 1945 evolved into one of Holland's most productive and economically successful regions and popular places to live. In 2019, 5 small villages will merge with Haarlemmermeer, and with this merger, Haarlemmermeer received just 5,000 inhabitants more, and a lot of land, but also 800 years of proper history, instead of just lakes history. So the present Haarlemmermeer is one of the largest communities in the Netherlands, with over more than 150,000 inhabitants living in one of the 36 villages and townships in our Haarlemmermeer territory. More than 11,000 companies are located here, together providing 160,000 jobs. And we built here, with some sort of irony of history, one of the largest European airports, Schiphol, the international gateway to Europe. Instead of the many fishermen, trading vessels and Spanish warships that once cruised here. The main challenge we are facing now is how to provide economic growth in a sustainable way. The question is how to provide prosperity, well-being and a healthy climate for the whole world. Today we're looking for alternatives for fossil fuel like solar and wind energy. We have to find ways to reduce the emission of carbon dioxide. Pioneering and taking on challenges is in the DNA of the entrepreneurs and the inhabitants of this municipality. We are used to innovate. And when it comes to sustainability, we are ahead. There can be no sustainable life without economic growth and well-being. As I said, you're here in our local parliament. The Municipal Council of Haarlemmermeer has its meeting here every Thursday. 39 councillors representing 11 parties, presided by the mayor, Mrs. Marianne Schuurman, debating with 6 aldermen, call them our local ministers. Overseeing our debates is the bust of our current head of state since 2013, King Willem-Alexander. The local council is supported by the secretariat, of which I am proud to be the chief officer. We organise council meetings, see to procedures and supervise documents for the council and advise when asked the council members. Debating and taking decisions is what we do in this chamber. Not only in local politics though. We are also the proud organisers of the Haarlemmermeer School Debating Tournament, unique in the Netherlands because it's the only tournament organized and judged by the local city council. And as will be the case today, the debates of our local city council are webcasted live. So by the time you start, it is time to WhatsApp all the people you know who are behind a computer, a laptop or any other device, because you can be seen live while debating. And it will be archived, so yes, by the time your mother has found out how it works, she can watch what you said. Today, dear students, the floor is yours for a theme and topic that is very important and very interesting. You have an interested audience here, and I all wish you a very fruitful debate. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Okay, guys, so I think that is the best welcome we could ever get in a place like this. Are we a bit nervous? I can imagine. I just want to tell you, no worries, because we're here to do it in our own speed, language, tempo. Well, not language, but you know, we are an international community, and we know what it is like to struggle with overcoming cultural differences, but also language barriers. So I am going to turn on the first presentation, and I'm going to randomly welcome a group. So make sure that you are ready. Okay, so you have 1 minute to breathe in and out. We welcome to the stage Juliette, Perry, Louette, Tolka, Viana, Jean, Clara, and Pia. Give them a big applause. Over here. The stage is yours. Who's going to start?
Hello everybody, I'm Juliette and I will start with the presentation. For this project we chose the PSV Stadium in Madurodam. The index is our 3 energy saving measures, our main energy source and our 3 waste collection method. So for the first energy source we chose solar panels. We would place them on the roof of the PSV Stadium, and we chose windmills as well for the surrounding for the stadium. So if the stadium is turned off, then the whole neighborhood can be provided with wind energy. And then lastly we have the spherical sun power generator, which is a huge ball where sunlight comes in.
So, my name is Barry, and we as group chose the main energy source, the solar panels, in which we lay them on top of the stadium in which you can see over there on the screen. And we chose the solar panels because it would fill the whole roof with sustainable providers of sustainable energy, and we chose that place because the sun is shining directly on top of the roof, so the sun can provide the solar panels of energy which we can give it to the surroundings and building of the stadium, in which we can use it for the lights and the other stuff in the stadium.
My name is Louette. And our 3 waste collection methods are we have like separation bins. So we have a bin for like plastic and like food and other kind of waste. So it will be separated. Then we have underneath the football pitch, we have rainwater tanks that will catch up water, so that can be used to spray the football field. And then lastly, the leftover food from the restaurants will go to a food bank, so there won't be a waste of food.
So what did we learn? We have learned to work together, even if we don't know each other, and we don't speak the same language. We made a project favorable for the environment and which could be truly exploited in order to help get planet better. Thank you for listening.
It's okay. Can we please welcome Danique, Verzlunarskóli, Emma, Daila and Elisa to the stage. Give them a warm welcome, guys. Yes, who wants to click?
We moeten gewoon een beetje introduceren. Dit is de slide die we moeten. Oh my god. Ja. Hello, I'm Danique. We together as a group made a plan to make the Rijksmuseum more eco-friendly. We did this by basically adding solar panels and waste separation and all, etc., etc.
Yeah, so the Rijksmuseum is a museum in Amsterdam. It's really, really big. Even with the research, I was shocked how big it is. It has a lot of windows, but it also uses a lot of light. It uses a lot of water for the visitors to flush the toilet or to drink. And we thought, we could do this better because there are no solar panels on it, and all the energy is just used from energy is used, but there's a lot of surface that can be used to put on solar panels.
We have also energy saving measures, and that is we have light sensors, so you can save energy. So when somebody walks in, light turns on and off. And we have food waste turned into methane to heat the stoves. Like if you have restaurants and the food waste is put into tanks, and then the methane comes from the tanks and we use it to heat up the stoves. And also water cellars filled with rainwater to water the plants and flush the toilets. And we also have energy source, and that's a solar roof tiles and solar glass on the Rijksmuseum.
Okay, so okay, someone else do that. I had to do it at the same time.
And for waste collection, we wanted to put more trash bins on the Museumplein and collect all the trash to also use that to turn it into methane and use it for gas. Okay, so the light sensors, I'll just explain. It's like when you walk into a room, the light turns on, and when there's like no movement in a room for a few minutes, it will turn off automatically, so you will save a lot of light, which will in turn save a lot of energy. And then the food waste, if like the food waste will turn into methane, which will create biogas, which can be used to heat the stoves in the restaurants for inside the Rijksmuseum. There's a company that does this. It's called Home Biogas, and it turns food waste into biogas that's like good for the environment. And then you have rainwater cellars. You can put them under the Rijksmuseum. You can use it for things like flushing the toilet or watering the plants, because the water, it's not needed to be clean, but also if you filter it, you can also use it as drink water.
So since the museum has a lot of cultural influence, it might be controversial to put traditional solar panels on the roof, because it would change the look of the building, which might not be very good for traditional buildings. So instead of using traditional solar panels, we found that we could use solar roof tiles, which look like normal solar panels, but are actually both stronger and last longer, and can produce even more energy. So these have been developed, for example, by Tesla Motors to make green energy more acceptable for normal people. To tackle the problem of waste collection, we wanted to add more bins to reduce littering, and we wanted to turn it into biogas for the restaurant, because there's a Michelin restaurant inside the building. Go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Again, such an interesting way to look at an already existing building. For now, it is 2:00, and the council was so nice to put up a little bit of refreshment just outside the door. So I think we're going to take a maximum break of 15 minutes, so I want to continue with the rest of the presentations around 2:15. So 15 minutes. There is a toilet nearby as well on this floor, so you can leave your stuff here, grab a drink, put it back, because of course sustainability, we want to recycle it, and that's it. See you back in 15 minutes.
Debat.
Okay, boys and girls, if you could please take your seats, turn off your phones, and turn on your attention. Okay, boys and girls, welcome back. I hope you all had a nice refreshing drink and that we are full of energy to continue with the last 3 presentations. So as you see, I've already put up the next one, but I don't see any names on it, so I'm just going to ask, do you recognize this PowerPoint? Then it's your turn. Yes, please. Give them a large applause. Who wants to click?
She.
This one.
Hello everyone. We decided to do this project on the airport Schiphol. We thought it would be a good idea to put solar panels on the roof because Schiphol uses a lot of energy and we could make it a lot greener if we put solar panels on the roof. We have a problem with the evening because it will probably use all the energy for the day, so we want to use hydraulic systems.
Like we want to use hydroelectric energy to power at night.
Yeah, to power it at night. We also thought about the cars that they use on Schiphol. We want to make them cars of green energy. And we want the Dutch plane to fly on biogas, like gas made out of plant rests and that stuff, because it would make a huge difference. Our main idea is the solar panels. Schiphol would need 960,000 solar panels to get all the energy for Schiphol. So we will put them on the roof and in the grass next to the landing and arrival lanes.
We will make sure that the solar panels will not be reflecting, because this could distract pilots and thus cause accidents. So in total we need like 960,000 panels to cover the entire of Schiphol, which is a lot, but it's doable due to there's a lot of not in use space. But although this sounds like a good plan, there are some disadvantages because the solar panels are weather dependent, it's true, but this is also one of the reasons why we use hydroelectric power, so that from the moment the solar panels do not give any energy anymore, we can use hydroelectric power to power the rest, which is also green. A big pro of it is that we will use space, which we haven't used yet. If we take a look at the electric cars, you can see some disadvantages too, because the cars have to be recharged, but the French Alstom has presented a charging infrastructure which makes it possible for buses to be recharged within less than 20 seconds. So this will make no problem. And a big pro of the electric cars is that they will cost for less
pollution and less noise disturbance, which is a big pro for the surroundings of Schiphol. If we take a look at the biogas for the airplanes, a difficulty will be like the storage place, because it costs some money, but at the same time we will reduce the cost and the waste, because the storing of the biogas is cheaper than the use of fossil fuels. So in the end, in the long run, it will be more sustainable. Yeah, it will give us money in the end. With the cleaning system, we will change nothing, because Schiphol is very good at recycling. They really try their best to keep Schiphol friendly and environmental friendly. So there's nothing to change about that one.
Okay, so now what we learned during this project, we connected really well, and the language wasn't the barrier for us. We communicated really well, and we did learn a few information that I really hope we'll use in the future.
So we also think this project would be an example for other airports, like smaller airports, because Schiphol is one of the biggest airports in the world. So if we can do it, then surely other airports can do it too. So we want to show them how they can do it. That's it.
Ask the group of Puck to come up. Yes. Good job, guys. Kunnen jullie iets doorschrijven? Kun je nog even? Yes. Okay, how does it work?
Okay. Is this on? Hi. Okay. Yesterday, we were all there, all of these students. We were there, The Hague. Whoa. Sorry. We believe that this city should or could be way more sustainable. The Hague, like any city, consumes energy as if it's infinite. It is one of the most important cities in all of the Netherlands. Therefore, there is energy consumed all day and all night. The Hague also hosts the Dutch Parliament, and the Binnenhof seems like the perfect place to set an example for the rest of the Netherlands, to give everyone the incentive. Oh, sorry, my bad. The incentive to go green. We should start with the Binnenhof to give everyone this inspiration to go green.
Okay. Yeah. Hi. So I'm going to be talking about the first energy saving measures. So the first one would be spreading the information. And if the Parliament set an example for the rest of the Netherlands, so they will follow. Because we as humans are a group of animals. We follow a leader and refuse to do something without someone else doing it first. Which is exactly why we chose The Hague as a start for making all of the Netherlands more sustainable. If regular civilians see the country's leaders making steps towards becoming greener, they will soon follow. But they won't follow us unless they know what they are following. So it's crucial that they are well informed on what they're choosing to do. Information on going sustainable can be spread through flyers spread by the government or through TV broadcasts.
Okay, so the second saving measure is having the government cover the insulation costs for old wasteful buildings. Insulation saves tons of energy because it keeps the heating inside the building. The Hague has many old buildings that have poor heating, and therefore require a lot of heat to keep the buildings warm. However, there is a major disadvantage. Insulating a single house can cost as much as €6,000. This is way too much money for civilians to afford. This is why the government should cover the costs for insulation, at least partially, to make the insulating of these old wasteful buildings affordable for everyday citizens.
Number 3, energy checkups on city-owned factory in the hedge. City-owned buildings use energy more than others might. By doing energy checkups and improving isolation on these buildings as well, a lot of harmful energy can be saved. Lead light can be insulated and water usage can be significantly reduced.
Solar energy, 5 major steps on how to install solar panels. So the company will generally follow engineering site visit, permits and documentation, ordering the right equipment, and solar panel installation. Obviously this is a lot of trouble to go through, but the flat roofs in the hedge makes this possible to get optimal use of solar panels. The goal is to make solar panels energy demand energy source in the hedge. This will help make the hedge independent of natural gases.
Not to mention the cost of solar panels has dropped significantly in the past several years. A decade ago, an average 6 kilowatt-hour residential solar panel system could cost more than €50,000. Now the outright cost of a typical home installation ranges from €16,200 to €21,400, which is a 62% average annual decrease.
Pros and cons. Pros. Sunlight is free and renewable. Solar panels don't emit greenhouse gases. Cons. Sometimes it's cloudy, so there won't be any sunlight every product. The solar panels need maintenance work which you have to pay yourself.
Lastly, I would like to mention what we learned from this entire exchange. Of course, you can look around and see how many people we've met. It's crazy how 1 week can have you meet this many people, this many incredible and nice people. I've talked about everyone, and I can tell that every single one of you is incredible, and I feel like we've made friends, and that's the most important thing.
Last group, you know you're up. Yes. So it's 1, 2, 5, 3, 4, and then. Okay, guys, I forgot to give you your microphone.
Hello guys, my name is Tatenda and we chose the street light supply that's in Amsterdam, and we've thought of a few ways to make it more eco-friendly. And this is what the neighborhood looks like. It's in Amsterdam, and we have found 3 sources of energy. It's solar energy, wind energy, and nuclear power. And our main source of energy is solar energy.
Okay, so first to start off with wind energy. No, it can. No. This one. Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. So you have the wind energy with the windmills. We already thought of like the placement. It would be away from the houses because they are very noisy and they take up a lot of space. So we thought that through and thought we would or could connect them through cables with the neighborhoods. And secondly, we also have solar panels, but that will come later in the presentation.
And in case of solar panels and wind energy not producing enough of energy because there's a lot of people living there, then we would use nuclear energy, which we would get from the nuclear power plants. Okay. No. Yeah. There. So now we're going to talk about the three energy saving measures. So first, we would like to change and have more eco-friendly transportations. Of course, there would be bike roads everywhere because almost every day in the Netherlands you can bike to work or school or something. And to make people buy more electric cars if they're going to drive. Then we would have free parking lots where you can charge your electric cars downtown. So, yeah. And of course, we would have buses free and have them go every 5 minutes. And the buses would go on biogas or electric power. And the taxes would pay for the bus.
Yeah, this one. Okay, so when we thought about the solar panels, we thought it would be best to place them on triangle roofs, so not the flat ones. We had some other ideas for that, like putting plants on those. And for other places to put as much solar panels as possible, we thought about traffic lights, street lights, so the roofs. Yeah. Yeah.
So we also want to encourage people to recycle. This is the wrong slide. Yeah, this one. So we want them to recycle paper, plastic, and food leftovers. We also want the scrap cars to pick up each thing separately. So plastic, paper, and everything.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Okay, and also we would like to make the education about energy saving and being environmentally friendly more in schools and things. So, for example, use LED light bulbs instead because they're better and save energy. And also, of course, turn off the light if you don't need it, if there's enough light in the day. And you can unplug things, for example, the TV and stuff, so it doesn't use energy. And it's also cheaper for people to pay their energy bills. And yeah, don't leave the TV on and use lower water temperatures and don't let the water go for a long time. And also air dry your clothes because the dryer uses a lot of energy.
Yeah, so now we have some extra things we would like to tell you. So we thought that we want to even out the CO2 emission, and by that we want to place plants on the roofs that makes oxygen so it will get more balanced. And also to make chimney like illegal or stop using that because it's harmful both for you and the environment. And research have shown that you get like heart attacks or like lung diseases from that. Yeah. And also a fun idea is that we thought, you know, in the airport you can charge your phone by bicycling. So why not have a spinning class to make electricity at the same time? And that also makes more people want to go and cycle, so they will be healthier and their lifestyle. Yeah.
So in this project, we all learned a lot. First of all, we learned about the energy in our own countries. And then on Monday, we learned about the energy in the other countries. We got to know a lot of great new people. This was very fun. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ladies. I think I can speak for everyone if I say that there were so many different measures taken in a lot of different areas, but I think from all of them we can take something and learn. So therefore the question is, which idea is the best, or maybe the best thought of? So I'm going to welcome Ms. Groeneweg to the stage. Come on up. Give her an applause. Because Ms. Groeneweg is an expert in explaining you what we're going to do next.
Yes. So in this assignment you are going to have a debate, and I will give you like maybe 10 minutes preparing time for that, and then we are going to debate in groups of well, the first debate is with 2 groups, and the second debate is with 3 groups, because we have 5 groups in total. So in the first debate, group 1 and group 2 will debate with each other, so there's a battle. And in the second debate, it's group 3, 4 and 5. You start out with a pitch, and a pitch is 1 minute. So in 1 minute time, you will pitch your idea, the presentation that you just gave, and you take out the best things out of that presentation, and you will tell it in 1 minute, each group. And then you get 3 minutes to debate. Short debate, so you have to get your arguments for your own idea ready. And also you have to think about the things that the other group is saying about their ideas, to tackle those arguments and say why that isn't a good idea. After each debate, we decide one winner. And after the 2 debates, the 2 winners will get a final, how do you say it? Final word, 1 minute, and we decide who the winner is with the best idea. So that's the idea for now. Are there questions? Yes? No, you can step forward if you would like to say something out of your group. So the whole group is debating, but you are not talking through each other. So step forward if you want to say something. Yeah?
So about 10 minutes time, discuss in your group who is going to do the first pitch, maybe divide it in with 2 people, and maybe talk about who is going to write down arguments. You can do this, you guys are efficient. 10 minutes time, and we will tell you how much time you have left. Good luck.
And tackle them, but we have to.
Anybody want to join?
Cool.
What is going?
Ja. Oh mijn god. What? What the hell? Mr. Manuals.
Kijk naar de slaghozen.
Wat is dit?
In.
How long would that just take to say? I would now just mostly talk about like the wind and the placement of the wind energy and the solar.
Chinese, get the camera.
Oh,
Or
hi.
just like there at the camera. Of nee, is het sound.
Okei, näyttää verralle.
Nee. Nee. Kan ik altijd?
There are already a lot of.
Ja.
Rhee. Oh no.
Ah, je hebt maar.
Hey, bandje daar.
Oh. Dear people. Oh. Those. Oh my god, daar. Hello? Yes. Jairtje. Jairtje. Hoi mevrouw.
Hi.
Hoi mevrouw.
Ik was zo nice.
Hello.
Doobie.
Ik zag ze gewoon naar ons kijken. Ja, dat is.
Where is Miss Siemens? Miss Siemens.
Okay, it's work.
Hello.
Hello everyone.
Are you ready for it?
Hoezo staat dit aan?
Ja, je weet.
Skidoo, papa.
Ge mig kvätt då. Jag kan inte.
Hallo. Oh.
Wow, Michael är viskar.
Mr. Goaty. The goat.
Oh no.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, how about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Cool. Good luck.
You too.
Thank you. Even kijken hoor. Ja, dat weet ik. Ik ben erop. Hoe gaat die Puk?
Kun je stoppen? Nee, afkeuren.
Sunny.
Bist du abgeklärt? Bist du No? So, can I add something? If there's something I want to add into the pitch?
Yes, of course.
I want to see how long a minute is.
Ik ga even als een business woman.
Jair. Hoe gaat ie? Ja, lekker hoor. Ja. Wanneer kom jij? Valentine, hang op. Hallo. Onnetje. Ja. Gaan we even basketballen? Ja. Hey, shit. Tony.
Sanja, good luck. Hey. Good luck. Sonja. Sonja.
Okay, boys and girls. The final 30 seconds. No, I'm just kidding. Let's try. Let's try to sit down and use the chairs in a respectful way, Miss Hildespan. Because we are guests in someone else's house. So please turn around. Amazing. So look at all the things you can do in 10 minutes of efficient work. Me and Miss Groeneweg, we are going to sit over here and we will, if anything goes crazy, we will be the ones telling you to either stop or be nice. As of course this is going to be a very heated debate on the best ways to save energy. The first two groups who did their presentation, you do remember who you are. I would like to ask you for group 1 to take place here. And then group 2, you are on the opposite side, take place here. Yes, Jutta? Yes. No, if you're not in the groups and you want to say something, then you will take it to your home country forever. You cannot interrupt. I'm sorry. Okay. Groups 1 and 2, welcome to the stage. Keep it pressed, because if the light is off. Oh, listen, press it, and you can speak. Oh. So, in general, press the button if you would like to speak. The first, we're going to start with the pitches first, and that's no interrupting. Ms. Groeneweg will keep time, and if you exceeded your time, she will let you know. Okay? Anyone who would like to start? Yeah? Press the button to speak.
Dear jury, opponents and audience, today we will debate about which idea is the best, and obviously that's our idea. The opponents want to fill the roof of the Rijksmuseum with invisible solar panels, place water tanks outside, and place lights which will go out after several minutes. The Rijksmuseum is an old building, so if you place solar panels, it's not very handy because in a couple of years the outside of the building has to be renovated. So then, yeah. Our idea is good because the stadium covers a lot of ground, so it will create a lot of energy. Also, the buildings around the stadium will profit because when the energy provided by the stadium isn't used, the energy will go to the houses around the stadium. So.
It's time. Thank you very much, Luets. Yes, applause. We welcome the other team.
Okay, the Rijksmuseum uses a lot of light, water and energy, mainly because it's such a massive building. But we can use all of this space very different. By putting solar panels on the building, we could power the whole building and a little more with just solar power. And there are so many ways to make this building more sustainable. For instance, biogas from the waste to heat the stoves, or turn rainwater into drinking water, and also use rainwater to flush the toilets and water the plants, because there's no need for this water to be clean. Let's make the most beautiful building in Amsterdam also the most sustainable.
Okay, short and sweet. Well done. Yes, we're going to turn on the new timer. Let's keep this debate, of course, respectful, but I know you all are. If you want to say something, step forward, press the button. It would be nice if you would let each other speak a little bit, but if it goes on for too long, either I will say something or you can interrupt your opponent. Any team wants to start with going after the other team? Oh, this is so exciting. Yes. Oh, yeah, she started. Okay. Yeah, take it away. Press.
Should I hold it in?
Yes.
Okay. So I wanted to start by defending the solar panels on the roof. These solar panels are actually quite developed and they can last for up to 25 years without needing renovation, which is close to the real time it takes in between renovations of these kind of buildings. Also, the solar panels will pay themselves up in 5 to 10 years because they produce electricity which can be sold.
Would the other team like to respond?
Yes, indeed. The solar panels are very sustainable and are lasting long for 25 years. So I'm agreeing with the facts of my opponent. And things I want to say is that yes, they are sustainable and new, but the technology has to develop and adapt to the old ways of the old building of the Rijksmuseum, and the new developments and the adaptations are very old, are very hard to adapt to, and they are costing very much money. So I don't know if the Rijksmuseum wants to spend all this money on the new adaptations. So yes.
Does the other team have a response, or maybe something about their plans?
Well, you said it would cost a lot of money, and that might be true, but like it's our world. We have to defend it. We have to be like careful with it. Like it might cost a lot of money, but I think it's worth it.
It's a very good idea, but where are you gonna get the money from?
I would just like to say that not only our plan costs money, but yours too.
Yes, our plan costs money too, and I agree with you, but less than the plan of yours. And by the way, the plan is very suitable to the fact that lots of people want to watching a soccer game, and lots of people are agreeing with me. I think so that spending money on the stadium to make ways around the stadium sustainable is having more qualities and pros than spending the money on a old museum, I think.
Okay, last final response from the team.
If the Rijksmuseum would have solar panels, it would become one of the most sustainable buildings, cultural buildings in Amsterdam, maybe even the most sustainable because it has so many square meters, 15,000, to put solar panels on. And that would mean that if it would also be the most sustainable building in Amsterdam, that it attracts even more tourists than right now. The Rijksmuseum would make more profit, so it would be able to pay for these solar panels.
Okay, thank you guys. Well done. I'm going to deliberate with my fellow judge, and if the other teams could make themselves ready at the stage, then we're off for a new round. The other 3 teams in this case.
Moet je het ingedrukt houden? Als je nu...
Okay guys, are you ready at the stands? That means that we're first going to listen to your opening talk. Is there any group who would like to take the lead? Okay, Onna, take it away. Ah, it's easy to throw someone for the Lions. Okay, thank you, Puck. Give her an applause.
Dear jury, opponents and guests, you have seen us talk about The Hague. But before I continue on our proposition, I would like to talk about our opponents. One of our opponents talked about Schiphol, the famous airport in the Netherlands. However, in the last years, Schiphol has been growing and growing. Therefore, installing solar panels wouldn't suffice the energy for very long. Then for Leidseplein, our opponents mentioned that they'd have to resort to nuclear energy, which would only resort into more pollution. Sorry. Now ours. The Hague. We chose The Hague because it can be a leading example and give people the incentive to follow. It's a polluted city, but we can change that. We can do this by spreading information. Wait, do I have to quit?
Yes. 1 minute to make your point is a very short time. Thank you, Ms. Groeneweg, for keeping time. Is the next one ready? Take it away.
You're right. Schiphol is growing, but that means just more opportunities for us to make more green energy. So about our thing, dear jury, dear opponents and dear audience, we want to make Schiphol one of the greatest airports. Schiphol has a size of approximately 28 million kilometers. Even though there is built on some places, the roofs are empty.
This means we can easily fit 960,000 solar panels, and even if it won't fit, anything is better than nothing. They're experimenting with making solar panels inside windows, so we also want to experiment with that. The Netherlands can also gain respect because we will be the most green energy airport.
Good job, applause. Yes, are you ready? Yes. If you want to be heard, yes. Let's start.
Dear jury, opponent and audience. Our plan, we are using both solar energy and wind energy, which is good because in the summertime there's more sun, so we can use that energy more. And in the winter time we use more of the wind energy because then there's more wind. Also, we've thought about where to place the windmills so it doesn't interrupt people's daily lives. We have thought it through that if the wind energy and solar energy doesn't produce enough energy, we use nuclear energy, so there's never a way that we run out of energy. There's also a lot of energy that goes into public transportation, so if we make that more eco-friendly, like we said, we would save a lot of energy. And we had at least 3 ideas of better transportations.
Thank you. Okay, guys, so we have heard the 3 opening talks from everyone. As we are with 3 parties, we're going to give you a bit more time to respond and react to each other. If you're going to respond to one another, so we have The Hague, Leidse Square, and we have Schiphol, please address the group that you're talking to. So say, I would like to talk about Schiphol, and then make your statement so that everyone knows what we're talking about. You can also do both parties in one, but let us know what you're talking about. I would say, take it away. Who wants to step forward?
I like to talk about Schiphol. You were talking about 9,600 panels. So how is this going to be subsidized, and how can you convince the government to give all this money?
I mean, it's gonna be worth it. Like, you use the energy is quite, and everything is quite pricey. So with that, yeah, it will cost a lot, but still, after that, the prices will just go to zero, and then you get profit. You still won't use that much money for all the energy and stuff like that. So, it's worth.
I like to go back in against Schiphol. I'm sorry. You can say it's worth the money, but it'll only power an airport. However, our plan will power an entire city and inspire others to start powering their cities, and slowly the entire Netherlands will grow more greener.
What is easier? To do it for one airport, a very big place, maybe even the same amount of solar panels as you will put on? Or a whole city with a lot of people who have to say yes to it? Because I think a lot of people say no because it will cost too much.
To come back to your point, Jadisha, about how big it is, like Schiphol and Den Haag. You're right, there is a difference, but we also talked about the following of other cities, following our example of being innovative by using solar panels. So I think, eventually over a course of many years, there will be a larger amount of cities which together generate more electricity than Schiphol on its own. So.
I would like to give the word to Valentina, please.
I wanted to go back to what Puck said earlier about that you will inspire other cities to do what you are planning to do. But how can you predict that other cities will be inspired?
Yeah, like about what Valentin said. I mean, maybe like most of the city wouldn't agree with that because of the residents, but like for the airport, like it would be, oh, that's so cool! Like no one thought of that, you know. And then people would just like, let's come here, let's just see it, like how it is. I mean, you know.
I'd like to go in against both parties. I know. First of all, not all residents would have to admit to this, because we would also be focusing on the Binnenhof, which isn't owned by the residents. So it would just be like that. And then it would be a prime example. As we can see in history, humans are like a flock of animals. We follow a leader. So if one person does it, other people tend to follow. So if the Binnenhof does this, other people will do it too.
Okay, I would like to respond on Puck, because she's saying like people are like a flock of animals, we follow a leader. But if we take one of the biggest airports in the world and we let it change to something green, it will not inspire only the Netherlands, but it will also inspire other countries to follow. And that will lead to a global effect instead of just a regional effect.
Like, you know, you said like they follow a leader. Like, I mean, some people like did follow Hitler, and that, like, how did that end up? I mean, not all leaders are good or stuff like that. Some are like not so good, some are good.
Okay, shots fired. I would like to hear some other people from the groups as well, instead of our three leading parties. Any response from the other team members?
I would want to ask Schiphol where you get all the money, because we'll have maybe a little higher taxes, but what will you do to get the money?
There are actually many foundations for this, as in Latvia or even European Union. We're going to pay for these, and Netherlands government, if they agree, they'll give us the money for the airport, for solar panels, for everything to do this and save energy.
Okay, I would like to get you guys to make your final comment. I'll give each group one final say to each other. So I thought you would want to, Annemarie, you want to?
About the airport, I think there isn't enough space to put all those thousands of solar panels that you were talking about, and it's also not that environmentally friendly to use so many, because it is a lot of pollution making all those solar panels. One of the reasons, because you have to use a lot of water to make each panel, and to make thousands and thousands of them is not that good.
Okay, thank you. Juditja?
I want to say to both of you that we kind of think very long term. Like, we tend to think very short term, like what's good for now, but eventually the fossil fuels will run out, and we have to think about the long term effects. So we have to do a big project to make Schiphol completely green energy. That's just better for the long-term consequences.
Thank you. Final word of the last group.
First of all, to Schiphol, you also talked about biogas airplanes, if I'm correct. This would first require a lot of science and a lot of research to make this even possible. Then you said we should focus on the long term. Well, then why don't we stop flying airplanes at all? Next, for Team Leidseplein. You still mentioned nuclear energy, which I still think would pollute way more and wouldn't be a good solution at all. And then lastly, people want to visit a city who sets a good example, so The Hague would be perfect.
Okay, guys, applause. Yes, if you all guys could please all sit down. We're going to deliberate with the judges. Can I have one teacher of each country to our desk? Because this is a group project, guys. One teacher of each country to help us with the choice.
Ja, ik weet het.
One teacher of each country, this way please.
Tenminste, die
enthusiasm.
zei helemaal niks. En het was eigenlijk dus alleen bij.
Boys and girls. First of all, I would like to thank all of the groups for their efforts, their hard work, and their enthusiasm to make not only the Netherlands, but this whole world a better place. Give yourself a round of applause, please. We have seen 5 groups. I would not say battle to the death, but it was a very intense, strong battle and road to victory. From the 2 debates, we talked to your teachers and we spoke amongst each other to find out who will try to gain the ultimate glory winning this debate of the week. First of all, I would like to start with Group 1 and 2. They were both very good in representing their case within the minute. They were very clear, but we chose for a group who were very good in their counter arguments. They presented their facts. We could tell that they researched it very well. So for the first round of debates, could you please give an applause to the winner of Group 1, the Rijksmuseum. So that means that we go and move on to the final three groups. It was a very interesting debate between the three very different areas. I mean, Schiphol, and compare it to the Binnenhof or to a square within a large city. That is not an easy task, but you guys did it. When we were looking at the groups, we not only looked at their arguments, but also the way that they presented it and listened to the other groups. So in this case, we have chosen the group who was the best in countering the other arguments, was best at listening and responding to the other teams. Some of the other teams, we thought they stayed a bit too much with the same argument, or maybe only one argument, and therefore we would like to see some more for a bigger effect. We have chosen the group. I can see it. Oh, the tension is rising. We have chosen the group who really thought about their problem, and therefore we would like to have an applause for Schiphol Airport. But please also give an applause to the other groups who defended their case really well. Woo! Woo! Yes, we are going to give the winning groups another 5 minutes to prepare their final statement, in which the other groups can go take a small bathroom break. We will be back in 5 minutes for the final words.
je slopt daardoor. Dus je kan er best wel iets uithalen naar het andere team. Maar vooral je steeds zeg maar waarom jouw ding het beste is. Ja, er zit een slotpleidooi. Het is zeg maar een pitch, maar dan aan het eind. Dus het is een slotpleidooi. Je gaat nu echt, dit is echt de final word. So it's like summarizing why you are the best. 1 minuut krijg je nog om jullie van alles uit te lichten. That's it. Ja. Ja.
2 more minutes. Could the rest of the group please return back to their seats?
Een sloppleidooi. Dus je hebt nog 1 laatste kans om te vertellen waarom jullie het beste zijn en waarom zij niet het beste zijn. Dus echt het laatste woord. Ja. You like to speak? Je suis toi, mais je suis très important. So you went to a French class, I think. It was very nice, my colleague said. Yeah, they do their movements. I don't know if they did that. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
Could the other students please return? Could the other students please return?
Kassa bij alstublieft.
Would someone be so kind to get the people from the hall? Thank you very much.
Ja, ja. Kijk even op het scherm. With gold, right? Kijk even op het scherm.
Please return to your seats, and I'm not sure whether it is allowed to bring beverages into the room. Thank you.
Would Anna be so kind to take a seat? Anna, take a seat, please. Now. Anna! Hello, Anna! Give him a round of applause.
If we have everyone present in the room, we would like to have the two winning teams up on the stage again, so give them a warm applause.
Nee. Oh my god.
I help you guys.
Jana.
Oh nee, kijk eens.
Okay, guys. The point of this final talk is to persuade us, to tell us why you guys are the best and basically the rest is not. So make it clear, we will keep track of time and we will look at how effective your talk, presentation and arguments are. Is there any group who would like to start? Thank you very much. Good luck.
About the planes, you say that you want to convert the planes into biogas, but it requires a lot of money. Where you will get it?
Well, we know that biogas costs a lot of money, but in the end it's cheaper than fossil fuels, so it will become, in the long term, it's going to be something very good for us. Getting money is an issue we all have, because like for renovating the Rijksmuseum or putting solar panels on it, you need money too. So getting the money is not really a big question, because like we're all having that struggle. So having the money will probably come from taxes or from investments from big countries who want like partial into the company.
So when you talk about biogas airplanes, airplanes need a lot of energy to create, lift and fly. Is there any company that has actually produced biogas airplanes or vehicles that can be used? For example, we use biogas by using food waste and creating gas to heat stoves. There's a company called Home Bio that actually exists that create this technology. Along with Tesla, who also created the solar panels. We have real evidence for our case, and you haven't named anything yet.
Actually, they already invented the biogas airplanes. They're not used, but there has been airplanes that have fled with biogas. So there are organizations doing that. Also in the Netherlands, one of the most used energies is the biogas. So that's where we are kind of strong at somehow.
Our solar panels are more effective. They are stronger and they supply more energy. They don't ruin a building, and we can even sell the excess energy, which definitely is there, to supply local households. With this way, we will save the money in case the solar panels are broken. So we can just replace them with the money we saved from selling the energy to the locals.
Well, you were saying that your solar panels are like better and stronger, but we can use the same solar panels, so that's not like a real strong thing. The museum is an old building, so it will be renovated and it costs a lot of money. But Schiphol is still expanding. So if we build Schiphol green, we do not have to rebuild it anymore. So like we better build it green instead of rebuilding or renovating an old building.
Schiphol is growing so much. Why don't you instead make more room for like arrivals and departure places than solar panel places? Because you do need somewhere to place these solar panels, but there's not a lot of room available in Schiphol anymore. So where would you like to do that?
There's a lot of space for solar panels on the roof and next to the taking off lanes for the planes.
Schiphol is actually 28 million square meters big. So there's like a lot of room and the whole roof has nothing on it. So it could be full of solar panels. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I would like to react to that because you can't just put solar panels everywhere. It's not safe. And also you said like planes with biogas exist, but just that they exist, it doesn't mean that like the whole of Schiphol you can use those planes, because there are like thousands of planes every day, and for those to be on biogas, it will last like, I don't know, 50 more years, and after 50 years, yeah, there's no use to it anymore, because if we don't do anything fast, like the world will end. So
could both parties make their final point, which also includes the Rijksmuseum instead of only Schiphol?
Okay, so we would like to make a small point about Rijksmuseum, because people that visit the Netherlands will not only go to Rijksmuseum, or perhaps don't even go to Rijksmuseum. If you come to the Netherlands for like business or something, you will not visit the Rijksmuseum, but you will come through Schiphol. So making Schiphol like a green area is a good idea, and it will affect the entire world, because everybody will see it and will know about it, because they will come through Schiphol and perhaps they will not even see the Rijksmuseum.
Making the museum a green energy building has a greater effect than making an airport a green energy building, because very few people are actually excited about the airport specifically when they're moving or going to a country. But when you make a building green energy, people would like to go there rather, and young people especially would like to visit it more frequently. In conclusion to our arguments, our plan actually has a very strong foundation for how we can use it. It can be implemented safely and relatively cost-effectively when looked into the long run. Thank you.
Thank you both parties for defending your own case so well. As this is such a hard choice, I'm going to ask the other teacher who did not decide the first winner to come up here with us and deliberate. Guys, you can sit down. Applause. Well done.
Toch ooit. Stop maar even. Stop.
Piedra, stil. nog waren.
Oh, thank you.
Nee, Pieter. Ah, fijn dat weer. Oh, dat heet.
Hey. Doe jij. Oh,
Hey, ik ben nog Richard.
Jair, Honor. I would like to see a counter argument, Jair. Hello.
Hello.
Je ziet je terug afbeurt.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Is something.
Wacht, kan ik nog praten? Ik kan nog praten.
Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry.
Yo, Perry. Perry, yo.
Just testing. Oh.
Ja. Good at that. Yes, hello. Hey, good day.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
So,
Zeer good
are
day.
we done, guys, with real life talking to each other?
Yeah.
It's fun, right?
Yes, almost done, miss.
Thank you, Anna.
Yes, no
for your
worries,
kind
no worries.
words.
Don't mention it.
Oh, this is so much more fun than talking on social media, guys. Boys and girls, I thought this was a fantastic day. And the days before as well. We really got to know each other. And we got to know each other's countries, each other's visions, and we worked together as a team. So I think you guys are amazing already as the persons you are right now. But we were here with a mission. There's always a but. We have seen two very strong cases against each other. And the judges had a very difficult time discussing and trying to get to know each other and their opinions. But in the end, the winning party, we really felt that they were representing their knowledge well. They researched and they came with real facts that could be used straight away. The other team, they were really good at defending themselves, and they did not have an easy job doing so, because their ideas were big and bright, but they lacked a little bit of, well, if it would be achievable, if we could get there in the end. So the winning team for this debate is Rijksmuseum. A very, very good job, guys. And yes, we would like to take a picture with the winning team after we are done here. But first of all, I would like to thank the members of the City Council and anyone attached to it helping us with, well, technical stuff, because, you know, I cannot do that. So please, a warm applause for City Council and everyone here. We had an amazing time, and unfortunately it is also time to say goodbye to our Icelandic friends. So make sure to get your tissues ready, but you will still see them for tonight. So applause for Iceland, please. I would like to ask you to take with you your trash, your papers, your bottles, and put them simply in the place where they belong. Can we have the winning team up here to take a picture? And the rest of you have a very, very good day.
Dat ga je nu doen, dan doe ik ook Gary bij. Dan kan je niet eens praten, dit is.
Hello.
Nee. Oké. Hey, take your trash with you.
Oh, I'll take you with me if you're...
Haha, you're funny. Wacht op mij.
Hello.
I would like a special code. I would like a special code too with me. Yeah.
Jair, Perry, kom even. Jair, kom met z'n drieën, Perry.
Onetje. Onetje. One.
Ode.
Hola, hola, hola.
As the president of the future Netherlands, I want to say